What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode 146. And we start today's episode off by putting Aymeric Laporte on the transfer list. Yes, you saw it in the last episode, his absolutely shocking performance against Athletic Bilbao in a humiliating 3-0 loss at the Metropolitano. 90 rated and therefore considered one of the best centre-backs in world football. However, at 31 years old now and beginning to decline in rating. He said to me after I put him on the transfer list, "Hey boss, I'm surprised but a bit glad that you have taken steps without me having to ask." And I simply said, "You're better off somewhere else. A transfer to a team that needs a player of your skill is a perfect opportunity for your career to flourish." A little bit of sarcasm in that comment there, but either way, yeah, Laporte saying he was glad that I'd taken steps to put him on the transfer list. And yeah, I think it's mutually beneficial for all parties here. I think Laporte would do better at a different team, and I think we'd do better with the cash in our budget as well. Laporte had an absolute mare in that last game, and as we know, Mia Martinez, the kid, has been a revelation, and Emmanuel Aya has also been solid and consistent as well. And for our game here against Valencia, the final one in December, you might have noticed it, Laporte wasn't in the matchday squad. We've seen the last of Aymeric Laporte. He's definitely on his way out the door. Still, yeah, for the first game of today's episode, travelling away from home to the Mestalla to take on Valencia. And after no wins in our last 3 games and just 2 points picked up from a possible 9, we really needed to return to winning ways in this one against Valencia. First chance fell to us, but in the 21st minute, Harry Kane says, "Fuck you, dogs," and makes it 1-0 with an absolutely stupendous strike from outside the area. And this is one of those goals where you just have to say, what more could I have done here? This is one of those AI on Ultimate goals, and since the patch I've been seeing quite a lot of them. And you know, I will be honest here, as you'll see during the game, in fact I'll talk about it in a moment, but as Kane makes it 1-0 anyway, he scores a brilliant goal. Of course, he missed out on my European Championship squad 2 years ago, but he still believes in his 30s now he can be on the plane for the World Cup in the summer. With goals like that, he certainly will be. So Valencia 1, Atletico 0. Harry Kane puts the hosts in front, and we are perhaps on course for back-to-back defeats. But before the break, we would find our leveller, Ivan Toney, who was left out of the match day, scored in midweek against Athletic Bilbao, when he says to me, "That's why you should have started me. I'm the top scorer in La Liga." That's goal number 11 for the shocker. As Palacios rolls him through, he drills it past former teammate Pau Lopez, and Atletico have their leveller. So Valencia 1, Atletico 1. But on the stroke of half-time, a chance for Valencia to get back in front. A cross played into the middle from a free kick, cleared away by Oblak, but at this point we were scrambling. And as Kieran Tierney holds the ball up, he rolls it through to Zedidier, who finds a bit of space inside the area and drills it past Jan Oblak. And just real briefly on this goal here, it was a nice finish by the number 19. And of course, we're trying to keep this realistic, I'll say Mia Martinez slipped up at this moment and lost his concentration. But the one thing I'm finding quite frustrating about the patch 1.13, for those that haven't played on it, a lot of the goals you concede are the AI taking advantage of exploits, which I really don't like. Look at Mia Martinez here. He's got a position on Zedidier, and then as I'm controlling Walsh, he charges out of position for no reason. I wasn't holding R1 here. I wasn't looking for a secondary marker. No, I was just leaving things as they were. And Mia Martinez charges out of position for no reason, and the AI take advantage of the AI's poor marking. So, you know, a lot of goals you concede on this patch are, you know, goals like Kane's, which are just absolutely ridiculous, but also goals like that where the AI take advantage of things that are out of your control. And that's one of the things I don't like about the patch. Like, don't get me wrong, it's an improvement on what we had before. Ultimate is a lot more of a challenge now. That's what we were looking for. But at times, it's a bit ridiculous how there are certain things you simply can't do to stop them from scoring. I mean, what could I have done at that moment there? The defender, the AI defender, charged out for no reason, and I got punished for it. But still, it's Valencia 2, Atletico 1, the host back in front. However, with 22 minutes to go, João Felix, man, he's got to start turning up, and he did for this goal here. Ball rolled through to him by Carl Soler, the former Valencia man, and João Felix there with a little Ivan Toney style dummy through the legs, finds a bit of space, and then a Tony Yeboah style finish in off the other side of the crossbar. What a strike by our number 7 there, and just tells the fans to calm down. We're in a bit of a struggling patch right now, but every team's going to go through some poor form during the season. That's goal number 8 though for João Felix. Wonderful goal that was one as well, smacked it off the crossbar. As Atletico once again draw back on level terms. So final score, Valencia 2, Atletico 2 at the Mestalla. It's a score draw, and I must say I praise the determination and the persistence from Atletico in this game. Twice we were behind, yet twice we drew back on level terms. First through Toney, and then his strike partner João Felix. But whilst it was a very good comeback display from Atletico and a good sign of persistence and determination, which you guys know I love, 2 goals getting conceded there. Couldn't really have done much about the goals. However, it's now 4 straight games in La Liga without a win. Another slip up away at the Mestalla, and that means now we've only claimed 3 points from a possible 12. And quite frankly, as I always say, that's not going to cut it in a top tier European league if you wanted to win the title, because the big teams rarely slip up, so you can't either. So big missed opportunity there to close out December with just a draw. And following that, as we were coming towards the start of the January transfer window, well, a bid came in for Aymeric Laporte, as we thought one would, and Chelsea, of all the teams in world football to put the bid in, it was Chelsea. Frank Lampard said, Docs, I'm going to make you regret selling Aymeric Laporte. I'm going to take him to Stamford Bridge and I'll show you what you've been missing, as he'll be taking on PSG in my side for our Champions League round of 16 tie whilst you face Roma. I met Frank Lampard. I always say there's a lot of mutual respect between myself and Frank Lampard despite the rivalry we've had throughout the course of the series. And Chelsea put the bid in of £78.3 million. That's £19.8 million, I believe, over his current market valuation. I thought we'd get a little bit more money than that, but to be honest, considering the form that Laporte has been in, the fact he's 31 years old right now, I was very worried when I asked for 90 million and Frank Lampard said we're sticking to our price tag. I didn't want to see him walk out the door, so whilst I probably could have got around 85 to 87.5 million for him, I was considering it, as you can see here, I was considering it quite a bit, but then I thought, you know what, I can't afford Chelsea putting out negotiations, because £80 million for an ageing centre-half that's been underperforming this season and lost his place to a 20-year-old kid, I can't afford to see Frank walk out the door. So I said, Frank, give us an extra 1.7 mil, you can take him. He said, all right. £80 million the deal agreed for Aymeric Laporte, and as the January transfer window opens, Aymeric Laporte is on his way back to England to join Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And as January does come round, you can take a look at the league table. We are 1 game away from the halfway point, and as you can see, after that draw to Valencia, they're now just 3 points behind us in that 6th and final European spot. We are 4 points off Deportivo Alavés, the surprise package this season, and Athletic Bilbao in 3rd and 4th place, but a whopping 10 points off league leaders Barcelona and 8 points off Real Madrid. And with our objectives this season of winning La Liga, winning the Copa del Rey, and winning the Champions League, winning a treble in our first season, well, my manager rating continues to drop. I think it was 73 at this point here. And yeah, I got to say this right now. I am feeling a lot of pressure, and I'm starting to wonder as well, is it time to blow it up? Is it time to blow this squad up? Now, I know we've only been here for a few months. It's our first season in charge of Atletico. We made a lot of sales in the summer window, but this squad, quite frankly, just isn't clicking. You know, we've had a lot of new pieces added to the side as well, but I'm not too sure they're all working for us. Is it time to blow this squad up and just bring in a load of young talents? Call this season a write-off and perhaps even go into rebuild mode? I mean, look at it this way, right? We're 10 points off Barcelona. It's going to take a hell of a comeback now if we're to win La Liga, even at the halfway point in the season. And I'm just starting to wonder whether we should just blow the squad up and just bring in a load of young talents. There's a load of them out there, and we've seen the success that Mia Martinez has had, Yartansen, perhaps Bastida scored his first goal on his debut as well. You know, I like the kid Lopez Huesca too, the other young centre-back we got. You know, should we blow this squad up and just bring in a load of young talents, call this season a write-off, and focus on development? Can we afford to do that? Can we afford to do that? Because will the Atletico board keep me on if we do just that, but we end up finishing in, again, 6th place, for example, and get knocked out of the Champions League by Roma? Would I survive the season? Well, I just don't know. And as a bid came in for Briel and Bolo here on the 2nd of January, Barcelona put in a £44.2 million bid for the Swiss striker, 28 years old now. But of course, as we know, only 2 goals, he scored 2 goals in the Champions League, but hasn't scored yet in La Liga. I just don't know what to do with this Atletico Madrid side. But we see confirmation here, Aymeric Laporte has indeed agreed personal terms with Chelsea, and he is off for £80 million, so around £70 million is added to our budget. Frank Lampard gets his man, Laporte arrives at Stamford Bridge. We get a lot of money into our budget, and if we do choose to sell Briel and Bolo as well, we'll have around £100 million to work with for this January transfer window, which I probably will opt to do. I just don't know what to do with this Atletico Madrid side in January. Do we keep the squad as it is and reinvest, let's say again, if we sell in Bola, which is looking increasingly likely, around £100 million on a star player that can hopefully sort out our problems? Or do we blow the whole team up, go into rebuild mode, and call this season a write-off? Can we even afford to do that? I don't know. Lots to consider, but that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching if you have enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode as we continue our January transfer window very soon.